Everyone, welcome to Chumi vs. the Word YouTube channel. Yep, you heard right. Welcome here. And in this channel, you get to learn that living a pure and godly life is very possible, even in this present generation. And being a Christian is not boring. It's not the end of your life, but rather it's the beginning of the rest of your life. The topic for today is guard your heart. As simple as that, guard your heart. What does it mean to guard? To protect. So we're talking about protecting your heart. So an anchor scripture for today is gotten from Proverbs 4 verse 23, which says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So and what does it mean to guard your heart? It means to protect it, like to protect it from anything harmful, from anything that may cause you harm. And it's so easy that we get to guard many other things in our life, but our heart is left open to wander. Areas you need to guard your heart in. So one of the first points is be mindful of what you watch. Like, be mindful of what you consume. I mean, like the movies you watch, the music videos, like the things you see online. So talking about movies, this is something I had to learn like earlier on from the start, because I personally am someone that have a very imaginative, like a very vivid imagination. I can paint a picture of something that is not real in my head. So when I watch a movie or I watch something online, it just gives me the little tools I need to just paint a whole world in my head. So I want to start with movies. So earlier on, there was this movie I love to watch, or rather I started watching because I love the storyline. It's about an awkward girl trying to figure out her way in life. So it was pretty cool. The name is Insecure, and I liked the storyline. But earlier on, like, I noticed that there was a lot of nude scenes, like explicit, like nude scenes. I'm like, this is soft porn, according to Bolanle calls movies like that soft porn. And so I was like, oh my god, I cannot continue watching. I can't watch a movie like this, because even though the storyline was cool and I really want to learn and how she navigates through life and all of that, but I had to, like, I can't continue watching a movie like this because it's going to affect my head. Especially for someone who we're called to live a pure life, and maybe you're currently in a relationship, even if you're not in a relationship, and you're watching movies like that, it just start giving you ideas in your head on what to do, and you start looking at a brother lustfully because you watch movies like that. They're supposed to be movies. Sometimes I wonder, like, do they even censor these movies before putting them online? Because someone will be stark naked in a movie and I'm like, why? So yeah, so so you have to guard, like, make sure you skim through a movie before you watch it to be sure that it doesn't have, or you can just read online about it, like Google online, does this movie have nude scenes or explicit sex scene or just excessive kissing? Like, even watching movie that it costs a lot and you notice that because this man was in an uncomfortable situation, he said the F word or whatever. When I just get in an uncomfortable situation, of course, that's the first word that'll come out of my mouth because it's already there. So this is where we have to be mindful of what we let into, like what we take in. And also music videos. So I'm someone that used to love music video a lot, like, because whenever I hear music, I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see what the video is about, because I always look forward to like an interesting music video. But music videos these days, I'm like, what is going on? So there was a day I went to a restaurant, and I was waiting for my food to come, and then there was a flavor music playing. I'm like, what? Like, it was so explicit. I'm like, did they even screen this movie before putting this music video before putting it online? Like, this is it's a music channel playing it, and kids could be in that restaurant eating. Like, I don't even want to talk about the video. I don't call the name of the music. It was just naked ladies everywhere. I'm like, why is this happening? So you really need to be mindful of kind of music videos you watch, because of course it affects your heart. But you're taking all of this in. Sometimes when you're alone and you're bored, the devil plays trick on your mind. Another thing to be mindful of is also the books you read. So because those romance novels, those very, like, don't, like, really, sis, don't. It's not supposed to be something you're engaging in. So yeah. And finally, another thing to be mindful of what you consume is social media. Social media is a drug. It's terrible. So I work as a social media manager. I work as a digital marketer, but with a specialization in social media management. And just being in that space, so I'm always online. Like, I'm always on Instagram, I'm always on Twitter. I had to even give Twitter a break. So now I don't manage any business that have a Twitter account, because Twitter is too toxic. It's too, like, everybody's trying to be violent, everybody's trying to be mean, everybody's trying to have a smart mouth. You can't even say anything and be okay. Like, everybody's gonna back you up, fire you with words, and I'm like, I'm not about that life. So I just had to leave Twitter. When Twitter was banned in Nigeria, Twitter was banned in Nigeria last year. So immediately the ban happened, I just left. I still have a profile there, but I don't do much there anymore because it's just too violent. It's too vile. I cannot be on the street of Twitter. And then it is so easy to come across porn on Twitter. Like Twitter is so open, no guard. I think Instagram even tries a bit to like restrict something, but Twitter, it is so free to come. Like just one click and you're lost into a world of saying like nudity, pornography, and all of that. So I just told myself that I'm not managing any business to have a Twitter page because it is not controlled. It is so easy to just get lost scrolling, and you start measuring and comparing yourself with people, like, because people put out their best foot forward. Like before I did this video, I had to do like a makeup, I had to make sure I look good, set up the lights and everything. But this is not how I always look, or this is not how my house always looks. So that is just how social media is. For someone who always puts our best foot forward, and then you get to start comparing yourself with what you're seeing out there. For me, for instance, I had to do a clean sweep of my social media. I had to delete, like unfollow so many pages that do not bring. So not that they are bad, they are good, they're doing their own thing. These are ladies that have really like gone far in their career and so many things. And at some point I noticed I was envying them. And well, not like I would say I was envying them because I wanted to be like them, but I just felt like these people were born into wealthy homes, they had all the opportunity and everything. So I cannot measure up. So I was just always constantly comparing myself to them. They travel, I see them going on trips, they're married, they have kids, they have a successful job, they have things going on well for them. So I had to unfollow these persons because I was struggling for myself. I was struggling with it. And even besides that, so some other thing that one has to be mindful of in this about social media is I don't follow gossip blogs. They are so negative. Those gossip blogs, I don't know, it's always too negative. Like someone killed someone for money, someone was not used for rituals, just evil thing, painting the country in a very bad light. Like fine, we agree, the country is already in a very sorry state, the country is bad, but this blog just keep highlighting all the negative. Maybe out of 30 negative stories, only one semi-good story, which is very bad. So for me, I blocked all of those pages. And my social media is so guided now. So I now follow things that are useful to me. I follow fitness page, even though I've not started working out. I follow fitness page. I follow food. I love good food. I love wholesome food. I also follow some page like Upworthy, Good News Movement. Is it Puberty or Pop Batty? I don't know what that's called. Like pages that just highlight just good news. You see someone that saw a homeless man on the street and gave him money. Just kind of page. So I follow those pages that just highlight beautiful locations around the world. Like I get to live in Switzerland from my bedroom through Instagram. Then of course I follow pages about pets, about cats and dogs, because I really love pets. And I also follow plant pages. So those are the things I just surround myself with, that just to help my mental health. You really have to guard your heart because it affects you, and then you become ungrateful. Like you just see yourself that, oh more, nothing is happening to me, nothing is going on for me. You just affect, like you begin to now count all the things you don't have, and then before you've lost your gratitude to God. Like right now your heart is just about I want this. Because tips: clean your social media, unfollow who needs to be unfollowed, mute who needs to be muted, block who needs to be blocked for your own mental health. Another part of guarding your heart is be mindful of the kind of conversation you keep and how you keep it. Just guard your heart when you're having a conversation with people. Especially for us ladies, we're very emotional, so it's just so easy to catch feelings in less than it just after a few conversations we'll just catch feelings. So let me give you an interesting story about my life. This happened in 2020, I guess. Yeah, 2020. So it was the beginning of lockdown. We just Nigeria had just gone into lockdown and we're all at home. No, before lockdown, yeah, that's actually what happened. So there was a time in 2019 I boarded the bus and someone entered the bus with me. So he just sat just beside me. And I normally don't hold conversation with people I meet on the bus. And so this guy, I think he just said something and I said something back. And he was really cool. And we had a conversation from the park all the way to our bus stop. Then we exchanged Instagram handles. So which we followed immediately, but so after that day we never had a conversation again. And a few months later we went into lockdown. That was in March, and he posted something. What even happened? So we started talking. Apparently we realized that we had something in common at that point. We had just lost a parent. So we bonded over that, grieved over that, healed from that. So we're just having, after that we started having a conversation every single day. As in, we're talking every day. There's no day we did not talk on the phone and the video call. In fact, there was a day I was talking with him on the phone and I was getting sleep. So I was in the afternoon. It was lockdown. Like my work, literally, we could not work. So I was jobless at that point. So I checked the phone. I was feeling it. I was like, can we talk later? And I checked the phone. I said I was spoken to him for 3 hours. Like, we were on the phone for 3 hours, and we're talking every day. So just imagine, of course, like, we're gonna grow feelings in between from just that long conversation. So it was just crazy. And then I realized he was staying close to me. He came over. I would drive on the empty streets, talking, like, we're always talking in person, on phone, video call, every single day. I did not guard my heart, of course, and of course, sin is inevitable. Like, it's in a place of, I think is it Proverbs? So in a place of many words, sin is inevitable. Like, sin is not missing. Of course, there was sin there because there's so many. We're spending so much time together. We're always on the phone, and all. There was no boundary and nothing. We fell into sin. Long story short, the ban was lifted. He had to go back to work. He started getting busy. I started getting busy as well. And so that is how it just went out. I was already, like, of course I was broken. Baby girl was broken because I was already building castle in the sky. Like, this person I'm going to get married to. And I found the man of my dreams and all of that. It's just crazy. So you have to be careful. Like, have boundaries. Tell them, like, no calls after 10 p.m. No video calls unnecessarily, like early in the morning or late at night. What you want to see. Talk on the phone and then you're done. You have to guard your heart, sis. You have to guard your heart so you don't fall into sin. When having conversation with the opposite sex, you have to be disciplined about it. Like, you have to create a certain reserve and distance that you preserve at all costs, no matter what. And don't get personal in your conversation with them. So one advice is for ladies, for instance, have sister friends. Like, build godly friendship, like good, genuine friendship. And also for the guys as well, have brother friends. So this way, like, maybe every day when you get back from work, you just share, oh, this was what happened. Like, when you're sharing this thing, you're sharing with your friends. So because what happens is that when you keep sharing, like, you don't have any friend to share this with too. So you look forward to this guy you want to share with every day. That is where feelings start to grow. But when you have people around you that people always talk about how you feel, how your week went, and all of that, like, it's better that way. So that's one advice. And another thing about be mindful about your conversations you have. When you're in a place where ungodly conversation, when people are gossiping or people are tearing someone, you have to be a wise person. As a Christian, you have to excuse yourself from that conversation, restrain your lip. If possible, even tell them that, please, I don't like conversations like this, or I don't like words like this. That is you guarding your heart. Because if you're constantly in a place where this kind of words are said, one day you will see yourself talking about someone like that. Yeah, so in summary, about guarding your heart, what I just wanted to say is make sure you put boundaries in place. Make sure your heart is heavily guarded, is protected from all of these things, because your heart is very fragile. And whatever you take in is what you bring out. Whatever you've stored in your heart for so long is what you bring out. Remember, Luke 6:45 says, a good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart. But an evil man brings out evil things out of the evil stores up in his heart. For the mouth speak what the heart is full of. Or another translation say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yeah, I got that right. Yes, so I'm going to leave you with this passage. Psalm 119 verse 11. It says, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Treasure God's word in your heart. When you hide God's word in your heart, you know what to say. You know, like, you're filled with the right word. So that's it today on Chumi versus the Word. Thank you all for sticking around, and I hope you go after guarding your heart. And if you want to, like, connect with me personally, my socials are attached to my profile, so just send me a DM on Instagram. It's at OJKim, or an email, really. If you're wondering, okay, I don't know where I stand, I don't know if I'm a Christian, I don't know if I'm saved, I really don't know. So we have a one-on-one Bible study. There's a form in the description box. You can just click on the Google form, just fill it up, and I'll contact you. So thank you so much. Bye.